His face is unbearable. Just turn around and plead with your majesty that I'm telling you the truth. Your majesty, you are my substitute. Only someone can save the family. It's all because of me when I had eye stitches. At this time, the guard also called. Princess furry eyebrows, eyes full of doubt. How to ask? I want to pray for the old man. Let him continue to plague everyone. The guard got down on his knees and put his hands on his chest and said, It is not your majesty that the gods have done evil. But I felt what he said. It's not completely unreliable. Your majesty has compassion for the people. Just like that, she is the queen of our family. Only your majesty can save his family. At this time, the people around also ran talking. Don't tell me I was at the temple yesterday. I see a strange light. I thought I had eyes. Is it really God's will to say that? Is it true that God is the real God? It doesn't matter if it's a miracle or not. Your majesty is tax-free food distribution. How is the work different from God's? Even if I don't want to, through the days as before. Suddenly, a woman knelt to the ground. At the end of the theater, I beg you. Please be our queen. We need people. And then gradually, the whole crowd got down on their knees. The clumsiness echoed. They all spoke out loud. May your majesty be our queen. Family unity. In the face of the trust of the people. The princess only showed a smile full of hints. Move the scene to Tim Modi's domain. Tim Modi is teaching archery. You say it loud and clear, our armored troops and our soldiers. Very good coordination. Our victory is huge. It's like holding a piece of paper and looking at it and saying, but the armor is very flexible, Your Highness Tim Modi. We need to base the terrain on reality. Then renegotiate. A soldier with a piece of shredded paper rushed to say. The latest detective news. She established herself as a female emperor in the capital city of Kim. Duke Geeler frowned so suddenly. Robin stroked his chin with a wistful expression and replied no suddenly. They soon occupied most of the city. Of the family too. The people submit. She must claim the empire. Gilda's formula starts here. What to do? Their forces are already more than ours. Now we're not more dangerous than Sao. Your Highness Tim Modi seems to have found a solution. She holds two hands. The bright face said yes. Before that, we might be in danger. But now I have your honor. Who has the upper hand is not sure yet. Robin sighed. A sad expression said, Your Majesty, please wake up. You don't even own your majesty. You only have his army. Tim Mo looked so angry. You leave right now. In Trong and City, the air here is very busy. Ellie walked into Liu Feng's room. The bus situation report is very welcome. There's been a lot of traffic lately. Put your hands on the table. He stroked his chin and ordered Ellie to see. You can't just rely on newspapers for safety propaganda. Down command. Use a village or village as a unit. Conduct a safe speech. Mina kicked through the front door. His face hurriedly reported to the young master. It's not okay. I got a detective's report. 2 days ago. Adventurer has proclaimed himself emperor in the Kim family. IQ side transmits more specific information. She said, to take advantage of the gods and the old nobles. The family heard that Ellie became nervous and said, now the power of adventure is strong. She's not going to fight. The wind is still very calm. He shook his head softly. It's like seeing through Timothy's heart. Liu Feng said, no, Ellie, I despise her. Adventurers are not savages with limited knowledge. Her target is the Han dynasty. But it's not just the Han dynasty. From within the way she's ascended, I can see one or two things clearly. She could have made herself king. And in doing so, the people will obey her. But she's not satisfied. First, she associated with the old nobles, ensuring their status and interests, and pull them back into their own battle. In addition to the military and theocracy in the family, it's been established for hundreds of years, but he dragged his armor down to the altar. But people's minds can't be changed. In an early afternoon, she sees a good place to take advantage of the trash and win people's hearts. Later, she will not stop attesting to the language of trash, constantly strengthening his position in the hearts of the people. Maybe she can brainwash the entire population to become another theocratic state. She's a queen who knows how to play. He also has military and political talent. Mina and Ellie both have one. Not very fond of adventure. They make angry faces. He looked at his face full of determination to continue. He is also your future enemy. Ellie goes back and forth in Kangpang. He was desperate to find a safe direction. Suddenly, you have an idea. What to do? Or you're looking for a vulnerable place to build a fortress. There's something missing in there. Mina holds a pig-launch knife in her hand. His sharp eyes said, "Master, I'll take care of her if you kill her." Save Feng laughed before Mina and Ellie's bold ideas. I said calmly, "Don't worry. Bad luck, but you're not a fool." I soon finished thinking about the strategy. I won't let her grow up. Transfer to an Air Force training facility. Flay's doing an archery test. Lude Moss loud voice Flay final test. Force transfer stretch bow wire. Squint one eye towards the target. You cheer yourself up. Calm yourself. You can do it. When you hear the call, release your hand. 3 arrows flying forward. Felsi holds its breath waiting for the results. Not out of expectation. All 3 arrows hit the red center of the beer. Dream a round of applause for Flay. I walked closer to Flay. Clap her shoulder and praise Flay for doing well. Your aerial shooting score is excellent. You can go to another training site to practice shooting. F.A. is very happy to hear that. She smiled and said, "Yes, Captain." Mina and Ellie were also present. At the training facility, the Air Force also praised Flay. Flay didn't expect you to improve so much. The appearance of F. Lay unrestrained emotions. You shout a boy, your majesty, and rush into the heart of our main male. Hold me tight. She happily asked why I came here to visit you. Smiling, he replied, "Yes. I want to talk to your deputy." Ellie also smiled, the intimate actions of the two of them. Then say, "The relationship between Flay and the young master is getting better and better," Mina replied. Pressed playbiwo to save Ra and clinging to your wrist. Have fun saying that. Everybody talk. Save Fang looked Dream face seriously advised. Dream 2 weeks later. I want to send the Air Force home. I hope everyone will prepare first. Der said confidently to your majesty. We will definitely complete the task. He kept talking except for that. Ministry of Science and Technology for Military Spacecraft Design. I hope I can fight in my family. Brought into use. Ellie will be clear with you about the next specific thing. Ellie holds up the plan and waves to Ellie. Then Ellie said hello again. Hello, Lord Ellie. Ellie smiled and always talked about herself. The new brave ship. There's been a lot of change in terms of combat. Everyone's mode of action. It also needs to be adjusted. Correspondingly, it doesn't need to be too stressful. It's actually not a big deal. Mainly before the spacecraft. At the same time, it is often used. Household and military equipment with the Air Force. It's not too appropriate. Yang smiled and replied, I understand, Lord Ali. Forcing the bewildered face to ask for an exchange. Missing GIA. Maybe the family situation has gotten worse. Didn't we just send an armored team? Why send the Air Force again? Eft explained that there was no. I just want to say, the Air Force conducts support missions. It's like burning a grain store. Hear that Flay gave a radiant smile. My eyes light up and say I understand. Burning their backs. It's like when you cut off your wings. He will not die, but will be injured. Say Feng kowtowed down. Put your hand on your forehead and scold love. Your example is very accurate, but I don't want to hear you say that anymore. These actions of Lu Feng for Eft. It makes Mina a little nervous. I'm jealous of you thinking. The master is so gentle to everyone. But it hasn't been like that for a long time. She looked at Mina, and she was right, Mina. It's a little routine. To minimize the loss of their 7 members. I want you to start a hidden arts class. I saw Sao Mina immediately agreed. I said no problem, give it to me. Forced to lay hands on the forehead. You often think in your heart, one thought for his people. People used to protect me that way. I have to do something. That's it. You are welcome to participate in this activity. Missing GIA. You want to participate in this event too? Liu Feng shook his head softly and flatly refused. Not before the second comes. Fapro asked me to make sure you're safe. Double wing laser press out front, save the wind. Then continue to convince. I don't understand the young man's situation. Your wings have grown back. More recently, I also saw. Your training record is very good. The wind still does not shake the decision. You said training and field work. It's 2 different things. The battlefield with you is still very dangerous. The FBI remembers the fights. Juz's sister told her to hide. You're too young. It's too dangerous outside. Be good here. I'm hiding here. Go out and lure them away. Every time you do that, you get very upset. To look at the shadow of your back. Then Flay burst into tears. Ya hurried back to reassure Sister Flay. This world with birds that say it's dangerous. You have to disguise yourself as a human being for good. Back to reality. Are dealing with exile and people. After too many rejections. I also heard you were too young. No combat experience. Forced to spread her anger, she shouted. People are so bothered. My eyes are still open, and everyone is always protecting me. But people have thought about. Do you want to protect people too? I can't just let people protect me forever. She said she left herself and flew into the air. Save the wind to call back. Mina hurriedly told Liu Feng. Young master quickly chased after her. The nervous face replied, yes. Mina stood silently watching the wind chase Flay, but thinking in my heart, there are more and more people next to you. He needs to care more and more. It really can't be the same anymore. Always care about me. This is not a very normal thing. Why am I back? Before leaving, he turned around and told Mina. Mina, don't run around. There's no sword training. It's not good to hurt your eyes. Wait here, I'll find you. These words of Liu Feng made Mina extremely emotional. She looked at him with eyes full of regret and said, the young master after leaving. Mina puts her hand on her beating chest. Her cheeks flushed with satisfaction. I wonder what I've been thinking lately. He was still a young man before. Has never changed. Transfer, seen to the field of interest office. Flay is sitting on her feet, with a sad face and a grumbling mouth. Where to so? Let me go. I walked up to where you said you were. Force the head to the other side. Your face is angry. Close your eyes without looking at the wind. I laughed and said you're still angry. Then he sat down in a chair next to Eft. I can understand your mood, so I'm going to give you a chance. Before leaving the army, admitting his sisters are back from Fabro. If I could convince my sister, so you can go to war. If you don't believe me, let's move. Forced to spread the look of astonishment, asked the crooked hand. Feng explained that this is a local custom. I just need to hold my hand. The promise will not change. Fingers stamped 100 years unchanged. F lay emotion, staring save wind. Mai kept calling out his young master's name. Master is so good. It stuck in my heart like always. Embrace the wind. Liu Feng smiled sheepishly and replied, I wanted to give you a little more time to grow up. I don't want you on the battlefield so soon. Force me to raise my eyes and ask. Time to grow up. The young master promised me to grow up and get married. Smiling, he replied, that's right. Flay to eyes glow up a hang with you. If I could go to war. I'm not an adult. Waiting for you to come back from your family. Let's get married. He said, don't try to flash. The streets of Chang'an are magnificent. Buildings that grow like mushrooms. The car is heavy. Princess recorded half. I wonder about the distance from this place. Her eyes glowed and ran from the side saying, Oa. This place is more glamorous than the Sea of Matches. More shops than people, also crowded housing style. There is also the smell of food. She took a long breath and opened her eyes wide. Ask a question. Wait, what's this smell? Izina replied with a smile. The palace was designed by His Majesty. Of course, the style is not like a match. Don't you hear? Princess Gil's attention was focused on the front. Ignoring Isina's words, she suddenly said, It smells bad, but under the smell, it's hard to hide the freshness. So curious, Princess Gil came forward. Near the street vendors, is emitting this fragrance. Then Igina called out to Gil, Where are you going? The deer sought Ed into the cake row, pointed and asked. What is this? Replied the smiling salesman. I knew you were here from the outside. This is rotten tofu. Top 10 dishes to try in Chang'an City. It's your majesty we invented. I saw Princess Gil stop at a stinky tofu bar. Igina breathed a sigh of relief. Lucky to run away. Izina turned around and told her entourage to investigate. Girls, take my bags and Gil to the embassy one by one. And where we are then, we can rest. I'll take the princess to the embassy. 2 people obey the command and say yes. Over there. Gil is having fun with unprecedented food. I've never tried it in the sea. The stinky tofu boss happily generously said, Give me 2 pieces to try. The cow smiled and said thank you. Thanks like putting a tofu in your mouth. Chewing slowly, to feel and enjoy its flavor. Her eyes closed aesthetically. Outside left and spicy. In a salty taste with a spicy taste. Briefly filling the taste buds. Makes the freshness 1 step higher. Igina covers her nose with her hands. Your face is irritated by this smell. She walked over and patted Princess Gil on the shoulder and urged Miss Gil. Now is not the time to play. I'll take you to the embassy to register. Then tell Princess Jenny. And then I have to go back to serving. He turned around and hugged Isina and said, The embassy doesn't matter. They make such a unique dish. Your Majesty is so good. Igina, get back. Squinting away from her for an hour. Then Princess Gil boldly placed an order. Boss, thanks for your stinky tofu, give me 10. The boss smiled excitedly. I see it for you right now. Isina is about to faint. She stands on her wobbly side. The love of a couple. Accidentally caught the eye of Princess Gil. Pregnant wife, give food to your husband and say, Husband, I came to bring you lunch. Are you tired today? The husband replied with a happy smile. Not tired, not tired. How was today? Does the child in your stomach kick you? Quiet people staring at them. But aesthetic in the hearts of humans and animals. They are SAO husband and wife. Although this place has abandoned animal slavery. But I thought, peace between humans and animals. It's just the outside. I didn't expect the Han dynasty to be so civilized. The deer turned to look at Igina and said with a wry smile, the real American invention, spacecraft design, city planning, breaking down prejudice, leadership ability to lead people's efforts to survive. Save your Majesty. It's really bad. Igina looked suspiciously and asked Gil. You're interested in the SAO? I want to see you. Let's go to the embassy now. It's not good to be late for a queue. The shark replied. The others confirmed. I can't stand the charm of the city. Not in a hurry in the big market. Two princes of the Toyota Empire. I'm enjoying the novelty in this place. They can't stand it either. The illusion or of the Chang'an. Prince Nemo's right hand is waving his bag. His face was quite satisfied as he walked away. The school bar is good, the wine is good, the food is good. The prince now holds a bottle of wine in his hands. His face was red, and he couldn't shut his mouth. Maybe the alcohol got into his body, he said. People are easy to bully. These two guys walked into a fabric store. The shop owner rejoiced about the items in the bar. Cheap beauty parlor. Contained fabric material high grade. Everything else you want is there. Like this fabric, 10 yuans, buy a piece quickly, come and see. The deer heard that and said loudly, it's so cheap. Give me the package. Should buy the face again. He hurried to his brother's ear and whispered loudly. Do you still buy it? We just debited at the bar. Toy shop restaurant. There are all kinds of other shops. Forget about saving our military deductions, SAO, if they deal with us. Now his face is so calm. What are you afraid of? We are princes. Save Fang. It's not because ordinary people blame us. And you didn't force them either. It's just revealing the prince's orders and letters. They've given us their stuff enthusiastically. You should buy tears. Sad to say, yes. You took the position of a prince. They may not give SAO. I knew I wouldn't take you for a drink. The deer's eyes were full of scheming to say, don't talk about nothing. Just imagine a little. Wait for us to ship it back to the country of sale. Every day we take a shower, we don't need water anymore. Use the gold coin, as much as women want. The ship bought two to sit on. One used to play. Are you excited? I heard that. Nemo was in shock. His eyes lit up thinking of the bright future. Excited to answer. Yes. After a while, they turned around. The tiger told the shop owner, wrap the cloth for me. We took all the bosses. That's fun. With a warm smile. Where does the market come from? You're two imposters posing as the imperial prince of Torah. Eating and shopping crazily without even paying. The deer turned around and looked at the emperor. What a scam. Who are you so brave? Do you want to destroy the relationship between the Han dynasty and the Zona no. Nemo also continued. We are real princes. Then some guards walked into the shop 3 times. A statement stating the crimes of these 2 princes. I am the emperor, captain of the city of Chang'an. We get a lot of complaints. Of the shops, there's 2 people at the fake foreign prince market. Buy without giving money. Do you admit it? A crowd of people gathered around looking. They loudly accused the 2 princes. It's that they drank all my wine and didn't pay. My restaurant was wiped out by them. What is the prince? I think it's better to be hungry. You said buy glass rings. We've packed it all. Do you finally buy it or not? I should buy a sweaty face. My whole body trembled, my brother said. What are you doing? They went to the patrol. This guy is stubborn. He doesn't know what fear is. My brother is just a patrol captain. She wouldn't dare do anything to us. Now draw from within the order and a letter. The arrogant face said, This is the order, our customs clearance letter. We are the princes of the Torala Empire. To take the command card and open from the customs clearance raw red, you think in your heart. Post orders and letters are real. This guy drinks so much during the day. It's hard to blame the shops for thinking they're scammers. Fake prince. Even if you are a prince. We need to get justice back to the shops. I saw his face reading the emperor's letter. The overbearing deer said yes. Why are you afraid? A prince like me owes you a debt. I take you seriously. Suddenly, the emperor shouted, You're not ordered. Get the 2 of them back. The guards in the squad looked stern. Get close to the 2 princes. They're just panicking the deer right now. Put the bottle in front of you. What do you dare to do? Not afraid of causing conflict between the 2 SAO countries. To TI answer. This is really important. I will now let you decide. Today, I have a challenging smile. He said, Let me know. Even if you come, you will respect our face. Nemo also said you're dead. The deer stood hands on his hips and his arrogant face continued. It's like touching a hair of ours. Your father will definitely leave sand by this place. And try to add words. Level this place. Hear that? The people around us are starting to panic. Facial expressions become tense and anxious, and began to whisper endlessly. Can we get our money back? Not to trouble your majesty. The nobles were like that before. It's a debit actually before payment. I can't get it back. Let us not trouble your majesty. Move the scene to the library of Chang'an City, where leavers sit and work, to report the situation with the wind. That's how it works. They threatened to leave the army. Now I'm temporary. Make them wait for your instructions. Ellie frowned on your face. These 2 men in the city of Lin try not to be safe. Go to school and cause trouble. Put them in jail. Mina also gave an opinion. Or take them back to the old forest. After hearing everything, consider the main situation. The new owner is not okay. The Toyota Empire cannot be overlooked. Even if it's on the shore of the ocean. We can't take it for granted either. The situation of the 2 countries must be harmonious vi precious. Sad to say, but your majesty. He sighed and ordered the emperor. Let them go first. Then I hurried back to the cloth shop. You ordered the soldiers to let them go first. Name dear cavities Tay. Make a face. Kang said it was wrong. Even if your majesty, you must also abstain from the power of the Tozola Empire. We, the Han dynasty, was just like that. We didn't buy the last one. Not even a little bit of vision. My dad didn't dare to tease me. What else can you do? He stretched out his shoulders in a show of authority. Nemo also said, get all your stuff over here. Neat adjustment for. One thing is indispensable for us. The two princes were released. The people were so excited, they whispered to each other. The boy in the brown shirt said annoyingly, obnoxious, they're a young man's show. With a sad face, don't talk, don't bother your majesty. The person next to me also spoke up, we have this day, thanks to your majesty. These are for your majesty. The prince said with a smile full of joy. I like that you hate me. But there's nothing the AI can do. It tells you this is a prince. You are commoners. Listen to these words of the prince. I can't stand it. I kicked him in the stomach, made him fall on his back and let out a cry of pain, angrily pointing his hand in the face to ask, what are you doing? How dare you kick me? His face answered coldly, let you go. But I didn't say there won't be accountability. Then she directed her piercing gaze at Nemo. Nemo trembled with fear, raised his hands and said, I am my disciple. He immediately kicked him in the back. It made him fall face down into the street for an hour. This guy's face said, dare you? To the bottom, in front of all the people of the world. Two Torah immortals disrupt order in the market. I will now announce my decision to punish them. Human beings are objects of coercion. Have to return it all. Damaged items compensated according to market price. At the same time, you have to pay extra for lost time at 20% of the value of the item. The origin of the penalty. We will mortgage valuable items on them. Change it to his money. If it's not enough to make them pay their debts, you said. Right now. The wind appeared stern face loud voice. Peace vi precious built on the basic enemy is the wing.